And with the approval of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, this bout is sanctioned by the North American Boxing Federation. The supervisor at ringside for the NABF is Nevada Chairman Dr. Elias Ghanem. The scoring will be done by Dr. Michael Munoz, Dalby Shirley, and Art Laurie. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Showboat Sports Pavilion here in Las Vegas, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble 12 rounds for the NABF Heavyweight Championship. The referee for this bout is Richard Steele. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the gold trunk with white trim and weighs 220 pounds. From Louisville, Kentucky, his professional record, 28 victories, 21 by knockout, against only 7 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger and former heavyweight champion of the world, Greg Page. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the solid black trunks and weighing an even 211 pounds, from San Diego, California, as a professional, 20 victories, 9 by knockout, only 1 defeat. He's ranked number 4 in the world by the IBF. Introducing the NABF Heavyweight Champion, Orlin Norris.
I gave both of you guys instructions in the dressing room. I'm going to remind you again, obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
Richard Steele, the referee. Page is 30, Norris 23. The weight, 220 to 211. That 220, a real revelation. Page is 6'1½". He's taller by about 3 inches than Norris, and the reach, well, look at that, 13.5 inches. But everybody that Norris fights is taller and has a longer reach, Al Bernstein?
Yeah,
or so it seems.
He is used to that, and I don't think that's as much of a problem for Norris as it might be for Page, who's going to be punching at a much shorter man. The key thing you encounter with Orlin Norris normally is his defense.
Tough to hit.
Covers up well, slips punches well. And that's what Page is going to have to be concerned about. Now, there was Norris landing the left hook. Orlin Norris throws a left hook better to the body than he does to the head. Nice right hand by Norris.
Indeed.
He's not a devastating puncher. The fact that he doesn't have any knockouts in his last, 4 fights, is the fact that he isn't a devastating puncher. He heard Snipes couldn't quite put him out.
Hit him a shot, as we showed you earlier, that had Snipes just literally falling apart in pieces in the second round, and yet it went 12 for a decision for Norris.
Now, Greg Page has shown us that he really has an inclination to use the uppercut in this fight. Very good. I mean, he needs that against Orlin Norris. If he can land it, that's another thing.
Page, of course, the taller of the two men, and the yellow trunks trimmed in white and in the solid black. That's Orlin Norris. He's the NABF heavyweight champion. He's got a win streak of 18 going. His 4th title defense tonight. And Evander Holyfield supposedly awaits him if he wins. I don't know if that would be in the cards for Page as well. It could very well be. Could it?
It's an interesting possibility. There's definitely a firm deal for Norris, but why wouldn't they take Page if he would beat Norris?
Good uppercut by Page.
He is showing a very good uppercut, but what he is doing that's really, really of concern, I'm sure, is leaving himself open for that left hook by Orlin Norris.
Oh, right hand by Norris. It hurt Page and has him a bit wobble-legged.
Now here's where Orlin Norris should go to work. Good body work by Norris.
Page glanced over at his corner. He has reportedly trained very hard. If evidence of his trim, slim figure, 220, is proof, he certainly has. But boy, he weathered a pretty good shot.
And one of the reasons he did is Orlin Norris really loathed to go in and take advantage of it. Now, Norris is programmed not to take too many chances. It's the way he boxes. He doesn't want to make a big mistake. His feeling is the idea is to keep winning. And even in that instance, loath to come in and take a chance at getting hit with something.
Round 1 is coming to a close. It's scheduled for 12.
Very close
Norris
round.
with a low shot, and he's warned by Richard Steele to get him up, and Page says, whoops, you hurt me. Seconds are ticking away. He might be given some extra time for a respite here. Round 1 coming to a close. So Norris, who hit him, Page that is, and had him in trouble, but failed to follow up on it, goes back to his corner. And Page seems to be all right from the low blow and the shot to the chin. We'll be back for round 2 right after this. Al, you don't have to be a boxer to realize life is a program of missed opportunities, and there was one.
Yeah, Orlin Norris really got Greg Page with a big right hand, had him in trouble, staggered him, really did not go after him.
For reasons known only to Norris, but as Al explained to you, he is that kind of a fighter programmed to not jump in. Sometimes where angels fear to tread, really. Well, so here we go with round 2.
And his brother Terry Norris, who fought a brilliant fight against Buster Drayton his last time, I had Norris in trouble, though the referee at that time kind of helped Drayton out by inexplicably bringing him over to the doctor for whatever reason we don't know. But Terry is the kind of a boxer who is not going to take a crazy chance. The fighters in the fighter squadron in San Diego, as they're called, and Joe Sajadovich's stable, they don't want to take crazy chances.
Nice combinations thrown by Page, as that right hand that was so very, very evident in that first round from Norris just did miss. There's a left hand slips past the chin.
Very close round. I ended up scoring it for Norris, actually, though the punch profile shows more punches were landed by Page. It was very close.
The most dramatic blow, I guess, was that right hand that, and maybe the most telling, there's another shot by Norris that was just a little bit low. Page, of course, the taller of the two men by 3 inches, with a reach 13.5 inches more. 83 to 70. Norris covers up.
It's hard to get a clean shot against Orlin Norris. You can see Page is throwing a lot there, bouncing off his gloves and not quite getting there.
Consensus among the press here at ringside was Norris 10-6. The working press here in Las Vegas. We're at the Showboat Hotel, the Sports Pavilion. Tom Kelly and Al Bernstein. And I probably won't get another chance. Congratulations on the people recognize you for what you are as boxing's finest fight analyst. Congratulations.
I appreciate that, Tom. That's really nice of you. It's good to see you. It's great when you pop in. Visit us here on Top Rank Boxing.
Just to make you realize life isn't always a bed of roses. You know.
That's right.
I slide by every now and then.
We have to put you in highlight pieces just to see your face on the screen.
Round 2, and it's scheduled for 12, and Norris, the NABF heavyweight champion in the black trunks, the smaller of the two men. Greg Page, former 2-time heavyweight champion, USBA, United States Boxing Association, WBA, World Boxing Association. Looking at some of the names he's fought. Oh, a chopping right hand by Norris, not nearly as solid a shot as the one he landed in round 1.
You know, they really felt in Norris's corner that Page, who has been busier in these first 2 rounds than Norris, that he would fade in about 4 or 5 rounds after not being in the ring for 2.5 years and maybe not being in the condition to go the full 12. So it's maybe part of their thinking, too, here. Norris taking a lot of punches, maybe even giving away this second round, I would say he is, to try and tire him out.
He's had only 9 knockouts and 20 victories. He does have a tendency to go the distance. Tonight it's 12 rounds. We'll be back to see about round 3 after this. We've got all kinds of celebrities here tonight for this heavyweight title go. Jerry Lewis is in the crowd. Edmund Moses, the gentleman here who literally needs no introduction. He's the celebrated actor Gene Hackman. Congratulations on that first Oscar and on the Oscar nomination for Mississippi Burning.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How do you like the fight so far?
It's really good. You know, it's the best I've seen Orlin Norris. I think he needed somebody like this to kind of step him up a notch.
He hit Page a real good right hand in that first round, but failed to follow up on it.
Didn't follow up on it. It was a shame.
He's whacking to the body, too, Orlin Norris, and we just saw him with that terrific left hook downstairs.
Norris, for those of you who may have just joined us, is the NABF heavyweight champion. He's the smaller of the two men in the black trunks, and Greg Page, former USBA, WBA champion in the yellow trunks trimmed in white.
Greg Page was a real prospect at one time, I thought. I thought he could have done anything he wanted to.
Terrific as an amateur, and he admits that he made lots of mistakes once he won the title, especially. And he feels like it's a new beginning for him, but it doesn't draw an easy guy in Orlin Norris tonight.
No, he's tough. He's a very capable boxer, Orlin Norris.
Hard to hit. Page is 30, and this might be it's the leaner and meaner, they say, Greg Page. He's at 220 and certainly looks to be in excellent condition. The result of his physical condition prompted a lot of money in this gambling town of Las Vegas to come in on Page. though at ringside, Norris was a 10-6 pick among the scribes and the media. But at 30, Al, no heavyweights, I guess, like long-distance runners, kind of mature late. This might be the last hoorah for him, or I don't know. I think that'd be a true statement.
Well,
big fight for him tonight, no question about that.
Depends on how he looks, Tom. I mean, so far he's showing some skills, but the feeling on the part of Norris and his people is that can't last over 12 rounds. And Greg Page missing a lot, but you expect that against Orlin Norris.
If you missed Al Bernstein's scoring, he gave the second round to Page. Norris got the first round, landed a thunderous right hand that had Page rubber-legged, but Norris failed to follow up on it.
See, that was for Gene's benefit. He was in the audience, didn't know what my scoring was. Could you enjoy the fight without knowing my scoring, Gene?
I don't think I could.
It's a lot tougher, let's be honest.
This is round 3. Nice combinations landed by Page. Half a minute remaining here in round 3, and Norris comes back with the flurry.
You can see Page slowing a little bit here, though. He has thrown already. I feel that Greg Page is starting to slow his pace now, especially after the last combination.
Well, though he had a strenuous training regimen, he has been off for the better part of almost 2.5 years, and that does produce some ring rust. We'll be back to see about round number 4 right after this message.
Orlin Norris takes the right hand from Greg Page, and you see the combination punching of Page. He's had that over the first 3 rounds, though not everything landing.
Back to live action, and this is round 4. It's scheduled for 12. Norris, the NABF heavyweight champion. Greg Page, former 2-time champion, USBA, WBA, on the comeback trail. Leaner and meaner, they say.
You know, I mentioned, Tom, that this would be a battle of the jabs to a great extent. Norris, despite the fact he's short, normally has a good jab. Greg Page has tried to throw a lot of jabs and has landed 15 of 105 jabs. So he's not landing much, though he's throwing lots of jabs. And there's the edge to Norris in numbers of punches. But you can see that that's so close, it's really open for interpretation, even though it's very seldom that punch profile people are wrong.
Gene Hackman is here with us. It's seldom that Al Bernstein and I have sat with such talent between us.
Sure. You better believe that.
He was very much interested in the youngster Rulas, who fought in our opener tonight. He looked magnificent, didn't he, Gene?
He did. He slipped some punches. He really put together a very good fight.
Just a youngster, a bantamweight.
You know, I just feel that Orlin Norris now, and this is about the time of the fight when they thought he could come on. I think he's going to try and make this a war with Page, and that's what's happening.
I tell you, leather's coming everywhere and landing everywhere. We've had 2 or 3 low blows that even Richard Steele caught up in the action, and he's a magnificent official. Hasn't cautioned either man about, and strangely enough, neither man flinched from him, although a couple of rounds ago, Page took a low blow, and I thought he was going to collapse, but not now.
I'm surprised that Steele didn't take a point away from Norris, especially toward the end of that last round. Now, I said Norris would try and make it a war. He did for that brief time, and he had to back up because it was Page that landed the big shots.
Page doesn't look like he puts the combinations together like he used to, though.
No, it's not the same.
Doesn't have that snap.
That's a very good point. He is not the guy that when he was really younger, before he started to blow up in weight, the amateur days and the early pro days you're talking about, when he was so quick.
Yeah, he was beautiful.
Reminiscent in those days of another fighter from Louisville, Muhammad Ali, then Cassius Clay.
That's a pretty low blow there that Page landed on the hip of Norris. This is round 4. It's scheduled for 12.
Even though Norris picked up the pace, this didn't turn out to be too bad a round for Greg Page, ultimately.
It doesn't look like Greg Page can hurt him. I don't know if you get that feeling, too. But,
well, he's very tough to get a real shot at, Norris. He covers up, and he's just tough to hit, to land a real solid punch. Pretty good boxing skills, I've always thought. That brings us to the end of round 4. And, of course, Mr. Hackman has been with us. Gene, we thank you so much. Congratulations again. A pleasure to see you, and continued success to you.
Thank you very much.
Come by and help Al out anytime.
I need the help, really.
We'll be back with more right after this.
Orlin Norris putting this combination together. There's the same kind of right hand that hurt Greg Page earlier. And this one not quite as devastating for him.
Coming out for the 5th round, you're looking at Greg Page. The referee is Richard Steele. Orlin Norris, the shorter of the two men. He's in black. Best punch of the fight was a thunderous right hand that Norris landed in the 1st round that he failed to follow up on. There's another right hand as Norris steps up the action a bit as we open round 5, driving Page into the ropes above us. What a nice man, Gene Hackman.
Oh, delightful, delightful. I've had a chance over the last year or so. He's guested on my radio show a couple times, and I've done a lot of things with Gene. And I'll tell you, he is as nice as he is talented. And really a genuinely big sports fan and boxing fan.
Yeah.
And my consultant from time to time on these boxing matches when I get in trouble.
I fully understand.
I like to reach out to.
We told you it's Celebrity Night. Jerry Lewis is here as well. Edwin Moses, the magnificent 400-meter hurdler. 39-38.
Yeah, I gave the last round to Norris. I really changed my mind, in effect. If Page was doing well for a while, then I decided that maybe Norris had won the round.
This is the 5th round. Page backing up as Norris applies pressure, combination left and right. Not all of them landed. In the 4th round alone.
And look how smart I was. The punch profile agrees with me that Norris won that round.
56% of the punches, though he didn't throw as many as Page. 56% landed. Minute and a half remaining in round 5.
Now here's where you get into, and all joking aside, if this fight goes to the distance, what the judges are going to have to deal with here is how much do they think Greg Page landed? He's throwing more punches than Norris, or has been to this point. But, you know, lots are blocked, lots are slipped. So now there, a couple of those got in pretty good. Page doing a good job of slipping Norris's jab. I don't think Orlin Norris's jab has been as effective as he'd like in this bout. On occasion, though, it has helped set up that good straight right hand. I wonder if Orlin Norris is going to look back at that round 2 and remember that moment when he had Greg Page in big trouble.
We're at the Showboat Hotel and Casino. We're in the Sports Pavilion. We're in Las Vegas in the NABF Heavyweight Championship. Orlin Norris, the man in black, is the current champion. And Greg Page, comeback, leaner and meaner, they say, age 30. Former 2-time champion himself, WBA, USBA, trying to get right back into the heavyweight title picture. Seconds ticking away in round 5. Scheduled for 12. We'll be back with more from the Showboat after we pause for this.
Missing with the jab and taking a counter right by Greg Page for his trouble. This fight is developing into a very interesting chess match.
This is round 6. It's scheduled for 12. It has been a very busy fight by 2 heavyweights.
This is
vice punch profile.
This is interesting. The jabs landed. I'm almost a little surprised. A lot less thrown by Norris. He's landed 10 more. So neither man as effective as they would like with that jab, but both throwing it pretty often.
And now, toe-to-toe, they battle up tight and in close. Richard Steele, the referee, really has not had much to do in the way of separating these 2 men. Both a bit wild. Norris, the shorter of the 2, bobbing and weaving to come inside, and Page throwing punches over the head of Norris. It is very close on Al Bernstein's card, 48-48.
Now, Norris starting to wage this fight on the inside, and you know, ironically, he's not as great an inside fighter as you think a short guy ought to be, but in there he's doing some real nice work.
Page pumping away with that right hand in an uppercut fashion, spins Norris around, who hides up against the corner post, and the crowd boos just a little bit. Page throws one that's a bit low, and Richard Steele cautions him about it. Minute and a half remaining here in round 6, scheduled for 12. Evander Holyfield set to fight Orlin Norris.
Sure he's looking in that.
Oh, I'm sure. If the young man who holds the NABF title is still wearing the belt when this one's over tonight, what happens to Page in his career should he win? I'm sure would open a lot of doors, and he'd be very much in the heavyweight picture.
Oh my gosh, he's fought just about everybody you can fight in the
I
heavyweight.
think except Tyson, hasn't he?
Going back to Alfredo Evangelista, George Chaplin, Scott LeDoux, Jimmy Young, Trevor Burbick, James Quick Dillis, Ronaldo
Joe
Snipes,
Bugner.
Joe
One
Bugner.
Australian fought Bugner.
Tony Tubbs. I mean, this is a who's who of the heavyweights in the last 12 years. Witherspoon lost to him for the WBC heavyweight title, ultimately won the WBA title from Harry Coetzee. Remember him?
Yep.
Like a trip down memory lane when you list the guys that he's fought.
And he's only 30. Overhand right. Norris steps away, comes in with a nice combination. Left and a solid right hand. Flicks out a left hand now.
When Norris uses the jab and comes with the strong right behind it, he lands most of it behind it. There's another strong jab by now.
Norris steps away and walks away, and Page follows him.
See, Orlin Norris is really a boxer put into the wrong frame. He should be like 6'1", you know, and lean and running around the ring boxing. That's really what he likes to do.
He'd be as good a middleweight or junior middleweight as his brother is, wouldn't
Yes, he would.
All right, in Page's corner, Marcus Anderson, John Anderson, and company. And there's Greg Page. How does he look to you? Well, we'll listen in.
You got to double three sometimes. Okay? We got to get out first. Wait. 3, 1, 3. You understand? And you got to move the head. You got to move the head.
Here's Norris. Now, when he starts with that jab and comes with the right hand, now where was the left hook behind that, though? That's what I think they would have liked to have seen. At the end of the round, Norris misses with the jab on the right, but still comes back with the left. Now, there's an example of him finishing that combination off. That's why he landed.
3, 1, 3. Reinforce to the bottom. Be first. Be first. Be first.
Visiting in the corner with Greg Page as he comes out. Round 7. Neither man has been down. In round 1, Norris landed a thunderous right hand, but failed to follow it up. Norris up, bobbing, weaving, moving, dancing about, slips a punch.
See, you know what this is? It's interesting. It's almost alien to your eye to see a man who's 5'9" against a guy 6'1" doing this, moving him around the ring in boxing and trying to make him make a wrong move so you can land.
I'm only guessing, but thinking about Page being 30, Norris is 23, thinking about 2.5 years of not being in the ring fighting, could this not be a mid-round ploy by Norris to kind of get Page moving and sap some of his energy, etc.?
Very possible, and as I said, that Abel Sanchez, his trainer, and Joe Sajadovich in his corner, said that Norris would begin to take control of the fight in the middle rounds by wearing Greg Page down. This might be one way to do it. There he nails it.
Solid right hand. Now, he has landed all of the blows thrown so far in this round with this tactic. You know, in and out, moving, flicks out that jab, occasionally comes right back behind it with a good right hand.
And here's the other thing. When you make a boxer come to you, invariably he's less effective. I mean, one of the guys that Greg Page fought in the old days, Jimmy Young, who he beat over 12. Remember when Jimmy Young made Ali come to him? It was a different Ali. It was a confused Ali. One of the few times in his ring career that's happened.
Page finding Norris a very elusive target here in the 7th. Well, there's a left hook thrown by Page. Might have been a bit low. The only punch he scored with so far as Norris has been in and out, moving, jabbing.
Very consistent round for Norris. He's doing just what they wanted him to do at this point. He took a different posture in this round, and it worked for him.
His reach is 70 inches. The reach of Page is 83 and a half.
And yet he's landing from the outside.
He is indeed. Unless some people who are seeing Norris for the first time think he is a short-armed, short heavyweight, his 70-inch reach he uses to the utmost advantage. He gets every bit out of it, no question about it. 30 seconds left here and counting down in round 7. Orlin Norris is the NABF heavyweight champion, and Page is the man who would be, and who would, with a victory tonight, get right back very much into this heavyweight picture.
And who once was king of the heavyweight division overall, so he knows those lofty heights.
Seventh round coming to a close. Norris with a pretty good boxing exhibition. We'll be back.
In your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. It's time for Thursday Night Thunder. Speed Week starts the evening in the pole position with the most comprehensive motorsports news show ever. Then the madness begins with off-road racing, truck and tractor pulls, mud bogging, drag racing, and live USAC midgets. Every week, enjoy the car-crushing and bone-breaking excitement of Thursday Night Thunder. Only on ESPN.
Orlin Norris putting two lefts together, and then watch his right hand. Boom. Right to the head of Greg Page. It didn't hurt him as much as that one did in the second round, but that seventh round of boxing might have been Orlin Norris' best round that I've seen him in all the fights I've done.
The smaller of the two men fighting at long range and having the best of it. And now he is swarming at Greg Page, throwing punches in bunches as we're into the 8th round here, and it's scheduled for 12. The crew working this telecast for ESPN tonight here out of the Showboat Hotel is an Emmy Award-winning group. Dan Lovell, Gordy Sanger, Skip Epley, Skip Epley, Paul Hogat, Alan Strasser, Gary Clem, Sherry Conover. They tell me they got the Emmy for best sports TV coverage group. Huh?
Each in their own specialty over at the Olympics in Seoul and some in Calgary. Gary Clem, our director, in Calgary.
It's too bad we're just kind of screwing things up for them tonight here. You and I
it's a lot of pressure when you work with a lot of Emmy Award winners. You just have to rise to a certain level. Our producer, Ken Dennis, issued a little speech to both you and I beforehand. He said, now, you work with Emmy Award winners, try and stay at that level, okay? Well, we do give congratulations to all the people.
Indeed.
They do a great job.
NABF Heavyweight Championship at stake. Orlin Norris is the man who holds the title. We're at the Showboat Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas in the Sports Pavilion. A fine crowd on hand. They were a bit disenchanted with the 7th round as far as action was concerned. They want to see these two nose to nose and leather everywhere, but Norris had a very good 7th round. Here we are in round number 8.
He'll take that 7th round for every round he ever fights as a pro, and that was perfect for him. He hit Page a lot and wasn't hit much. I'm sure this is right on time as far as Norris is concerned. He really feels that he can take control in these middle rounds like he's doing. These last 3 rounds have been excellent for Norris.
He's forcing the action.
These guys are throwing a lot more punches than in most heavyweight fights, even though the people are a little disenchanted. I mean, I watched Tim Witherspoon and Larry Alexander in a bout recently that I think you did, Tom. And I mean, those guys threw about 10 punches a round, maybe.
And I think most of them were thrown at guys in their respective corners. That was really, it was something less than artistic, really. Round 8 coming to a close. Norris in black and Page in yellow, trimmed in white. That left hand by Page caught on the forearm by Norris, as many of the punches have been tonight. So round 8, scheduled for 12. We'll be back for the 9th right after this.
Hi once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. Join us tonight on the Sports Center at 11:30 Eastern. Mario Lemieux, did he really have a pain in the neck? Or was he a pain in the neck to the Philadelphia Flyers? Roger Clemens against the White Sox, NBA playoff previews, and more. See you then.
Norris with this jab that really almost looked like it stunned Greg Page. He's landing that jab a lot now, Norris is.
Live action. This is round 9. Scheduled for 12. NABF Heavyweight Championship. Norris owns it. On the line, his 4th title defense. And an 18-fight streak victory that Norris has.
Greg Page has found what so many others have found. It just is hard to hit Orlin Norris square. He's not going to destroy you with his punches, but he'll hit you, and there you see a 3-punch combination by Norris.
38th round.
Orlin Norris with a 3-to-1 edge in punches in that round, and in the last 3 rounds, it's been Orlin Norris just totally dominating.
Al Bernstein's scorecard, 78-75.
And it's on the strength of these last 3 rounds. I had it even up to that point, if you'll recall. And Norris is now fighting such a smart fight and an effective one. And, you know, I said to them today, I said, what kind of win do you need, do you think, to cement that Holyfield fight? Even though it's all signed, they both he and Joe Sajatovic looked at me and almost in unison said, we just need a win. We don't care what it's like. We just need a win. This is exactly what they expected from Greg Page. Page has slowed. He's slowed in the last 3 or 4 rounds. But he's going to have to get his second win if he wants to win this fight. Norris is quicker, beating him to the punch right now, and has more on his punches.
Certainly is a lot quicker. That last exchange, he was in and out. Landed a couple of shots, took one, but got out of there in a hurry. It was a left and a right. Scoring again for Norris. He's really getting off ahead of Page. He's dictating the terms of this fight, truly, isn't he?
He really is. And, you know, you look at Orlin Norris, and I'll tell you what, you know, people don't get all hepped up when there's opponents about, oh, my God, they're fighting Orlin Norris. What a tough assignment. But I'm going to tell you something. He's Mr. Spoiler.
It is a tough assignment.
It is a tough assignment because he might not beat your brains out, but I'll tell you what, he's going to box you well. Nice hook, though, by Greg Page.
And he had an uppercut ahead of that scored a bit for him as well. All right, that's the end of the 9th round. We'll follow Orlin Norris back over to his corner.
Abel Sanchez and Joe Sajatovic, the 2 principal voices you'll hear, plus his dad, shot Norris.
Good round. How you feel?
You're in my eye.
Huh?
Abel, you're in my eye. You were in my eye.
You're telling Abel you're in my eye. Did you hear that?
Orlin Norris was in Greg Page's eye with that overhand right that nailed him to the head.
Take the middle off, get busy in the last, all right? Good. Now, big deep breath. Get it in, get it in. I need 3 of them, son.
Not even breathing hard, Al. Look at that.
Give him a boxing lesson. Just keep it up. No need to get hurt. You got this old boy whipped already.
Come on, shot.
Is that Sajatovic saying that?
Yeah, this old boy. I hate to think someone's older than 30, don't you?
Yeah. Such was the conversation in the corner of Orlin Norris as we go to round 10, scheduled for 12 for the NABF heavyweight title.
Big hook by Norris. Well, we talked about the jab. It's a key in this fight. Norris out-jabbed Greg Page 17-2 in round 9, so a good indication of how this fight is going.
Norris tough to hit as he covers up defensively, that peekaboo style that maybe Floyd Patterson made so evident years ago. Former heavyweight champion, but Norris hiding behind it, catches a lot of leather on forearms, fists, and everything. Not all of it, to be sure, but a lot of it. This little flurry by Norris. Steps in and hits Page again. Last round, Al Bernstein gave to Norris, and now he's got him up by 4 points, 88-84. The winner of each round gets 10, the loser a lesser number. Neither man has been down.
Got 4 straight rounds now for Norris, and I would like to tell you that that scoring is absolutely accurate, but after we had a split decision in the DeWitt Sims fight last week, I don't think I will be confident of anything ever again. Very bizarre. Winning a split decision in a fight that I honestly thought he won by a good 7 points.
Minute 30 remaining here in round 10. Neither man has been down. Greg Page, I think, has done an admirable job tonight, Al, out of the ring for 2.5 years. Perhaps some of his skills have diminished and gone away, and Norris certainly has presented a ton of problems for this former champion, but he has acquitted himself quite well, I think.
Yeah, he has. I think probably the big thing here is that he needed more than just a 1-round knockout as a tune-up fight for a man of Orlin Norris's caliber. And there we get into the question of whether you underestimate a guy. Again, like I said, they looked at Orlin Norris and thought, oh, he's not that tough. And they thought he was very one-dimensional. That's what Page kept saying today at the weigh-in. Well, he's not.
Norris is very elusive, smaller of the two men, yet fighting at long range. He's been very effective for about the last 4 or 5 rounds. Al, let me ask you, David, the man that Page beat, David Mommy, is he a tall man, short man? Is he anything?
I've never seen him, so honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know. He fought him down in Louisville and knocked him out in 1 round, so there wasn't much to speak of there in terms of getting prepared for a fighter like Norris.
Handful of seconds remain here in the 10th round. This is a 12-round title bout. Norris is making his 4th title defense in the NABF heavyweight division. Oh, overhand right. Again, another right. He's got Page in trouble as the bell brings to a close the 10th round. A couple of rather thunderous right hands sent a spray from the head of Page, and we're back in the corner with Page now. Next week, we've got Lyoto and Flores. That'll be Top Rank Boxing's headline event from Lake Tahoe up in Nevada. Coming to you live, 9 o'clock in the east, 6 o'clock in the west.
Here's where Orlin Norris landed that good left hook. That's early in the round. And he would end the round with another good left hook. There's the overhand right, and then here's the left hand that will end the round. A good straight left hand where he had Greg Page, I think, a little bit stunned.
And nothing coming back toward Norris from Page on either of those exchanges, Al.
No, he is not punching back very well.
Orlin Norris. Calm, rather cool, collected over there. His only comment when we heard him a few moments ago was, Abel, you've got your finger in my eye. Out they come for round number 11, scheduled for 12. Neither man has been down. Al Bernstein has Norris ahead by 4, perhaps even 5 points, which would seem to indicate, aside from the fact that he's seldom wrong in that regard, that time might be running out for Page, who's got to do something.
Well, he just has not done much offensively in the last 4 or 5 rounds. And now it's easier for Norris to get in with the jab and the straight right hand. There's my scorecard as you set a 5-point differential now for Norris. So now we look at this fight, and let's assume we believe that barring a knockout, Orlin Norris looks like he's marching to a decision win. Well, I'm sure all the boxing fans are sitting there saying, okay, what about Evander Holyfield? What does he do with an Orlin Norris, or what does a Norris do with him, which is just as good a question. I think it's a very interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup. It's good for Norris because he's facing a guy that, while Holyfield, oh, good hook, is now a legitimate heavyweight. I don't think anyone could say he isn't. He's not a big bombing 230-pound heavyweight.
A moment ago, I was thinking, watching Page, of the frustration he must be feeling. He must have thrown 5, maybe 6 punches. Not one of them was a solid punch that landed. Norris bobbing, weaving, catching them all, then comes back and lands a couple of solid lefts. How frustrating it's got to be for Greg Page out there tonight. He was worked so hard to get himself in magnificent
He really
shape.
did, yeah. I mean, you have to give Greg Page credit for that. And his work habits were good for this bout, and he has tried his best. Orlin Norris, we've mentioned that he doesn't have the great punching power, but what he's doing in this bout is picking his spots very effectively, and the other thing he's doing is showing us good stamina. He was tired against Ronaldo Snipes when he held on for a victory against him. Some questioned his stamina, but tonight he has remained steady through the end here in the 11th round.
2 jabs and a right hand that caught Page. Page comes back with a couple jabs of his own. We're in the 11th round. Norris up, dancing, moving, in and out. Smaller the 2 men, yet at long range. He's been very effective. A good comment of yours, I thought earlier, for a small man inside, he really doesn't fight all that well. And at long range, there's a left and a follow-up right, and another left and right. Page catching everything now. And Norris really at his very best, Al.
It is interesting, Tom, isn't it? I mean, from the outside is when he can use those combinations even a little bit better. And, well, he's done it tonight. I mean, he is. And you can see he's not a devastating puncher. He's not knocking Page out with those, but he has sting in his punch. I mean, he can hurt you.
And he caught an uppercut from Page in return for 2 shots, left and a right. Again, Norris in and out. 11 seconds remaining here in the 11th round. He has fought really a picture-perfect fight for him. Whether the judges see it that way or not, I don't know, but he has really fought the way he wanted to fight this fight, I believe. A round to go. We'll be back to see about that one after this.
You got to let it hang out, Grant. You got to go. Let's dig, baby. Let's dig. Don't give him nothing. Don't set. Big. Plenty hands. Plenty hands. Knock him back to you. Plenty hands, Grant. Shit, let your right hand go. Plenty hands.
There's Norris. By contrast, his corner very quiet. Across the way, Page, understandably, everybody shouting at him things he has to do. Well, I think to win this one, he's going to have to knock Norris out, and I don't know if he can do that. Here we go for round 12.
You remember back in our keys to victory at the beginning of this bout, I mentioned that Page had to aim at the chest of Norris. Well, they were just reminding him of that in his corner, but unfortunately it's a little late. Boy, Norris moves to lefty. Now, this is interesting. I don't remember when I've seen him fight as a lefty, and we're now in round 12 of a bout he's winning, and he turns to lefty. That's uncharacteristic. Now he's back to righty. Interesting. Norris winning round 11, and there you see why. Not as big a margin as some other rounds, but still he was, I thought, convincingly a winner.
And you see, again, to point up what has to be frustration personified for Page. Page threw a few more punches in that round than Norris did, yet landed considerably less. And those that he did land were not nearly as effective or to the ringside eye as the ones that Norris landed. So it's got to be total frustration for Page.
Well, unless we're really wrong, for Orlin Norris, it's the fourth quarter. There's a minute 30 left on the clock, and he's in the prevent defense. And the score is 102 to 108, and he just has to prevent the long bomb from being thrown.
Steps in and throws a right and takes a right.
See, I worked one year on the draft, and all of a sudden now I'm giving football analogies, Tom. It's rubbing off from Sunday. I don't know.
Well, with Hackman set to take your spot, I don't know. Maybe you better look for another venue.
I got to get these football gigs because Gene did a pretty good job. He may be sitting next to you here.
Neither man is marked. Neither man has been down. Looking at Orlin Norris's 20-1 record, 18 straight victories. So many of his fights have gone the distance, be it 8, 10, or 12 rounds. He has only 9 knockouts. He is really a skilled tactician out there, NABF heavyweight champion, and he's just a few seconds away from finding out whether his 4th title defense was a successful one. From the manner in which he's comporting himself here in round 12 and has for the last 5 rounds, he certainly feels he's on top, doesn't he?
I'm sure he
Gives
does.
you that indication, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very confident. Took a good right hand by Page, but he's going after Page a little bit now here.
Backs him up, takes some solid shots, which gets the crowd involved again. Good solid right hand by Norris.
Finishing on an upbeat note here, both fighters are really. And if he can stand up for 23 more seconds, Orlin Norris will probably be $300,000 richer in a little while when he faces Evander Holyfield, win or lose.
So 12 seconds remain. Remember, the only round the bell could save you in would be the last one, should that be a case. 6 seconds remain. 12 rounds for the NABF heavyweight title. Norris belting Page and doing a bit of a dance. Page, surly, frustrated, goes over into Norris's corner. Norris over into Page's corner. Congratulations are handed out all the way around. Norris is an amazing physical specimen. He's not even breathing hard, Al, but great conditioning. Great shape he's in.
You know what's interesting, too? You talk about little things that are uncharacteristic. You talk about Orlin Norris. I've talked about how he is really not a man to take big chances. He's also not a man to give you big outbursts of emotion. That little shuffle step that he did, that's his way of running around the ring and jumping into somebody's arms.
Or doing a somersault. That's as big as it gets with him for an emotional outburst, isn't it?
That's exactly it. And so you know that he felt that this man, Greg Page, had lost and that he had won what could be his biggest victory as a pro.
All right, there's Page. Norris surrounded by his people. The judges' cards are ready. Michael Buffer has the tally.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. Art Laurie scores about 116 to 113. Dr. Michael Munoz scores about 117 to 111. And Dolby Shirley scores at 116 to 112 for the winner. And still, NABF heavyweight champion, Orlin Norris.
The numbers again, 116, 113, 116, 112, 117, 111. Norris successful in his 4th title defense. Al Bernstein talks to the winner when we come back.
By new Allspice Liquid Stick Antiperspirant, the world's most advanced form of protection.
When I was a kid, I used to watch the Roman gladiators in Italy, Heracles, and when they used to throw guys in the arena and they used to fight until one guy was dead or he was pinned down. Well, I like that. I wish it was like that. You know, throw two guys in the ring and let them fight. No referee. When I fight, I don't do dirty tricks. I just fight. I don't want nobody to stop me when I'm throwing punches.
Norris, the champion, and Al Bernstein is with him.
I guess Orlin Norris might have dreamed of fighting a better fight than he did tonight, but I can't imagine it, Orlin. A superb effort by you. It seemed like you did everything you wanted to do tonight.
Well, I did. Like I said, I've been working 3 months for this fight, and it gave me a lot of time to work on things that I hadn't done in the fight, and this fight is one of my best fights, and I'm only going to get better.
All right, now, in that first round, I guess it was, you had him hurt with that right hand. Let's take a look at it, and you had him staggered. Did you know how badly you had him hurt?
No, I didn't know, because I had never seen anybody hurt him, you know, take him out before, and I didn't want to rush on anything. But that right hand is what I have been working on, you know. I had been slapping it in the past, you know, trying to straighten it out. My left hook was a lot stronger tonight also.
I'll tell you, that's a key, Orlin. What about Evander Holyfield now? The fact is, you're signed up, you're ready to meet him. What about him as an opponent?
Well, I'll be ready for him when that time comes, you know, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
When you look at Holyfield, what do you think you can do with him?
Oh, I think I can do just what I did tonight, you know, but I'm gonna work on improving everything, you know, because I can get better. That's the only place for me is up.
All right, congratulations, Orlin. You went up tonight, that's for sure. He gets congratulations from Greg Page, and why not? So, Orlin Norris with a very big win, defending his NABF crown, and he's got Evander Holyfield next. That should be a good one. We'll be back.
Well, it was a very fine heavyweight title go, and I thought, excuse me, Al, one of the touching moments was when Page came over and gave some congratulations, and I thanked Page going out for a fine fight and a fine show. I thought that he acquitted himself well, but Norris was just as you said to him. He couldn't have fought any better.
I think that first, for Greg Page, he made a real effort to get back into boxing and make a good showing in this fight. Got down to a good weight, just didn't have it. Orlin Norris fought a technically perfect fight from his standpoint. And if he's not a wildly exciting heavyweight, he is an extraordinarily good one.
Indeed he is. Let's take a look at the results as we recap for you tonight. Rulis, the unanimous decision winner. Wangila, the young man out of Kenya, scored an impressive first-round knockout. Alfred Cole, who's had only one professional fight, the light heavyweight out of New Jersey, looked very, very good tonight. And, of course, Orlin Norris was truly outstanding. He couldn't have fought any better. A quick thought about he and Holyfield?
I think it is going to be a very good fight, and I would say one thing for Evander Holyfield, who I have great respect for and think is a superb fighter, do not underestimate Orlin Norris. He is an excellent, excellent boxer.
Indeed. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. We've had great fun bringing it to you from the Showboat Hotel here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you, Al, very much. Thanks to you. I'll remind you that our show's
coming up between Bobby Ches and Prince Charles Williams. Their fight in 1987 was a brutal